Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are, whenever you are. Welcome to a new Breakout Solutions Bitcoin Technical Analysis live stream. I'm your host, Matt Batiri. And no, today is not clickbait. Today, I'm about to show you what Bitcoin has never done previously in its 12-year history. So make sure you strap in, make sure you pay attention all the way to the end of the video. But before we do, I want to give you a quick little message from one of our coaches, Stefan, about an amazing event that we are hosting this Thursday at 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. It's called The Future of Money. Listen to his video.
As the world sinks deeper into debt, your hard-earned money loses value daily. The solution: safeguard your wealth with smart, diversified, and decentralized income strategies. Breakout Solutions is on a mission to take back personal freedom, individual rights, and financial sovereignty. As the era of CBDC's digital IDs and social credit system approaches, it's crucial to act now to safeguard your financial future. Introducing the Future of Money, your guide to what's happening and what is coming. Join our 90-minute session to equip yourself, your loved ones, and your business against a system bent on control. Your time is precious. Don't waste it anymore. Use the link below, join our next virtual event, and access my exclusive bonuses.
Awesome. Thank you, Stefan. So as you mentioned, the link to join the Future of Money is just going below the screen now. So make sure you check it out because it's going to be an amazing event. We have already over 300 people registered for the event. So make sure you don't miss out. So what is this thing that has never happened in the entirety of the Bitcoin price? Well, let's jump in. And as I jumped in, I actually noticed something really interesting as well. Here on Market Cipher B, on the monthly update, we just got a green dot on Market Cipher B. Now, the last time we got a green dot in the green, which was back here, this was the start of the bull market, and the previous one before that was when we had the COVID dump. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens in the next sort of month or so, because it's rare that we do get a green dot above the zero line here on Market Cipher B. So because there's not too much history, I'll be very interested to see what does occur. But what I want to talk about today is the 100-period moving average and the 200-period moving average, not only on the weekly, but also the daily. So as you can see, we have three lines here. The yellow line is the 50-period weekly moving average. The brown one is the 100-week moving average, and the purple is the 200-week moving average. Now, for the first time in Bitcoin's history, the 100-period moving average is going to cross over the 200. It has never occurred previously. So you can see brown crossing over purple, never occurred before. So what does this mean? Well, I just don't know. I just don't know what could happen. But whenever moving averages, smaller moving averages cross over larger moving averages, it's seen as a bearish signal. So could this be just a short-term bearish signal where we get a little bit of a dump maybe to the 50? I don't know. But we can see that if price can maintain this sideways consolidation, yes, we will eventually get this line. Let me bring my drawing tool. This brown line will eventually smooth out and correct itself. Right now we have the 200-period moving average let me just remove that. The 200 period moving average going up nice and slowly. And then we have the 50 looking like it wants to go exponential. So we're probably going to get something like this over the course of the next year or so. So this is something that, you know, I find really interesting, because whenever something happens in the first time, right, it's just going to be completely new. And then we can possibly take that data in the future years when we see more price history for cryptocurrency. What I might do is, because we don't have a whole lot of history with Bitcoin, after we look at the daily, I'm going to go to the S&P and to see what we can collect from this data and what maybe other assets have displayed the same moving averages across, and see what happened in that asset. So let's just quickly go to the daily and have a look at the 100 and the 200, and we can see that the 100 period moving average is also going to be crossing over the 200 period moving average. So we have two moving averages here holding the price down. And if you saw on the previously, we also have on the weekly, the 200 period moving average is keeping the price down as well, with the 100 approaching and coming down quite rapidly. So these are two things that have never happened before. So if you look at the daily, you can see that the daily has had a few times previously. I think I put it on my other chart. Yeah, here we go. So the other previous times where this has occurred on the daily, so where the 100 crossed over the 200, let's have a look at the price action. So right here was back in 2022. We had the 100 period moving average, which is this brown line crossing over the 200. And what did the price action do? We dumped down. The previous time before that was back in July. And yes, once again, we dumped down. What about the time after that? Well, we actually had a pump. It was a slight cross. You can see here we kind of crossed down below the purple and then came back up. So I don't know if you really call it a crossover. I probably just call that a little bit invalidated, because if we zoom in right there, we kind of just did cross, boom, maybe about here. Maybe I could say it was about here. Let me just move that to here, where brown crossed over purple. What happened to that price action? Well, you know, the day after we did have that dump, and the previous time before that, we dumped again. So there are 4 occasions. So 1, 2, 3, 4 times that this has happened previously. And this is why right now, even though a lot of people believe, oh, look, we do have this cup and handle. Even myself, I was quite bullish last week. I said, look, we're probably going to start moving up to at least the 30K zone. And why wouldn't we? Because we do have a golden pocket from here to here, up around here. Now, for those of you that maybe have a little bit of experience with technical analysis, you're like, why isn't that putting the Fibonacci retracement at the bottom here? Well, the reason being is because on most other exchanges, the low point of the price action is around here, 24,800. Most exchanges did not get this liquidation event occur, which was only on the Bybit exchange. But if you actually kind of look at the trend lines that I do have on this screen right now, it kind of makes a little bit of sense. It kind of makes a little bit of sense that we have this trend line right here. All right, so we have this trend line back here. It's not the greatest trend line, but I'm only drawing it because we have a couple of touch points most recently here. And then we have this huge trend line from the all-time high to the recent highs that we produced back here in July. So could we be forming a descending wedge, which could eventually, you know, break up to the outside? You know, maybe a little bit more time of consolidation all the way till April, because if you do remember, if you've been keeping an eye on our news, we do have the halving event around about the middle of April next year. So this could definitely be a pattern that plays out with Bitcoin. So guys, this is what I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at these moving averages. I'm looking to see if it's going to suppress the price. And the reason I, am now favoring a little bit more being bearish is because if we were going to push to the upside, I feel like it should have already been done by now. And I do believe a lot of people are talking about high prices, and normally whales do keep an eye on what sentiment is like. And I think now the sentiment is bullish with the Bitcoin price. So for me, it feels like that because everyone is becoming bullish, it's time to become bearish and possibly finally form this head and shoulders pattern or this descending wedge pattern that I just sort of found out today. So we'll see what these moving averages do, right? These are just simple moving averages, guys. These are not exponential moving averages, right? So traditional finance guys like to use traditional moving averages and not exponential moving averages. Exponential is more so for short-term timeframes. So if we do put on the exponential EMAs, we can see that we are having a bullish cross on the daily, right? The moving averages have crossed over, the 20s moved over the 50, the 100, now the 20s moved over the 50, the 200, and now it's heading towards the 100. So which has always been a good sign that we're in bullish territory, but I'm keeping an eye on the simple moving averages to see what they will possibly do. So guys, that's it from me. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you next Monday for our next Bitcoin technical analysis video, and that's it from me. Catch you.